Hey guys, it's Ashley here. I'm going to explain a shortened version of how I met Cody Simpson. It's a really long story. I could not stop talking about it to my friends. I never told you guys about this. Tomorrow will be a month since I met Cody. So sorry to not tell you guys about this. It's kind of a lot to handle, so yeah. Anyway, my radio station was giving away Cody Simpson tickets when he was going to Seaside for free, and my parents had work, so they would not take off of work to go there, and I was very upset. Unless I won the tickets, that would have been a different story, in which case it was. So I didn't get to go. I was sad because, yeah, I've seen him twice in concert, and it's been amazing. I'm so thankful for that. But just, knowing that he'll be there again, and, you won't get to see him, and it's sad. I know if you don't have a hero or an inspiration, you don't know how it feels, but it hurts a lot. And I never thought that I'd ever be able to meet Cody. I never thought I'd get noticed by him in any way, ever. And yeah, it was just really sad. And so what happened was my radio station gave away tickets. It was their last day giving away tickets on July 16th, 2013. It was the last day giving them away on the radio. I wouldn't have been able to get them any other way unless, I went to Blackbeard's or whatever. And I wasn't allowed to go because I had stuff planned for that day. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I really need to win. I need these tickets. I need to meet him. I need to see him again. I can't just let this go by. I was like, this isn't going to happen, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. So, gave it a try. I called about 4 times. No, it wasn't getting through. 5th time I called, it got through. And I was freaking out. I was about halfway, or closer to the end of the song, so I was like, what if I'm the 90th? I was crying on the phone. I was like, oh my god, what if I'm the 90th caller? And with those things, when you have to be a certain caller, like a 98 caller, or the 100, 102, or, whatever number of caller you have to be, if you're not that number, they'll, scream, 7, and hang up. So, right away, he answered, and he was like, hello? And I was like, hello? Crying. And he's like, hi. And I was like, did I win? And he's like, yeah, you're going to meet Cody Simpson on Friday. And I was like, I cried. I broke down crying on the radio. My friends, everyone heard me break down on the radio. And so I was just freaking out. I was crying. I couldn't breathe. I told him that. I was like, I can't breathe. I'm crying. I can't breathe. This is a dream to me. Thank you so much. It was honestly a dream to me. So then he's like, oh, no problem. I made you cry. Oh, that's so cute. He got my information. He was trying to tell me the details, but nothing was sinking in my head. I was just like, I'm meeting Cody on Friday. And then it was actually to the point where my mom had to call for the details later on because I really didn't process anything in my head. She had to call them back. So we got to Seaside at about 11 in the morning. Cody was supposed to be performing at 1. And yeah, he was supposed to be performing at 1. We got there at 11. I went to pick up my friend Sam. She met him with me. And it was my 3rd time seeing him, 1st time meeting him. Crazy stuff. I talked to a lot of his crew before that. I talked to Flo, and Flo also took a picture of me during the concert with the radio station's camera. Justin Sterling talked to me before that. I asked him for a picture, and he said that he was feeling ratchet, so he didn't give me a picture. But that's okay, because I did not need a picture to remember that moment. Let's see. Oh, and then after the show was over, it was one of the most amazing shows. I was trying so hard not to cry because I did not want to cry in front of Cody, because these things don't happen to me, and I don't want Cody to see me as a wreck. and just like Austin had to see me as a wreck. I mean, it was still amazing, but you know. So I went online, and I was like to Matt. I saw Matt right in front of the car that Cody was in, that I didn't know Cody was in at first. So I was like, I was still acting up because Matt was right in front of it. So I was like, Matt, I like your hat, and he's like, thank you. I was like, where'd you get it? And he's like, I got it from Cody Simpson. And I was like, can I have it? And he's like laughing. He's like, Cody wants it back by the end of the day. So, and Cody didn't know that he was like saying this stuff. So I'm sure if Cody knew, he would probably give it to me, which that makes me sad because I really wanted the hat. But that's completely fine. I think the hat I still met Cody. It was fine. So after all that happened, I looked next to me in the car, and I was like, why is like no one like why is just Matt just standing in there? And then I look inside, and like I try to like look inside the car to see, like it was like right next to me, like it was a foot away, not even. And I was like, who's in there? And I see, like I just looked through and I looked at it, and I was like, I saw Cody's hair, and I was like, Cody Simpson isn't, like I turned around to my mom and my friend, I was like, Cody Simpson's in there. Oh my god, he's in there. Oh my god, and I'm freaking out. And like I'm trying so hard not to scream because he was trying to make plans for the meet and greet, I think. Plans for the meet and greet, or he was making plans for something, and I was like, oh my god. And they're like, don't scream, they don't want all the girls to bombard them and stuff, and I'm like, I totally respect that. So finally Cody got out of the car, and he started dugging when he got out of the car. Right next to me. He got out on my side. Actually, no, before that, what happened was he opened the door, and then he like looked at me, and like he looked at me, and I was like trying to not be a creep, so I turned around and like I started crying a little bit to my mom. I was like, oh my god, and then she's like, turn around. I turned around, and he was still looking at me. I turned back around, and I was like, Cody Simpson's looking at me. Cody Simpson's looking at me. This is not real life. This can't be happening. Cody Simpson is looking at me. Oh my god. So then I hear the car door close, and I was like, and I turned around, I was like, okay, it must be safe. So, you know, like in the tinted windows, you can kind of see the way he was facing, like the way he like looked around and stuff, like if he was looking straight that way or that way. Yeah, he was still looking my way when he closed the door. I turned around until he got out of the car. Then when he got out of the car, I was looking at him, and he started dugging. He got out on my side. He started dugging right next to me. I was on a ramp, so he was like below me, but it was like right next to me at the same time, if that makes sense. So I was like, oh my god, you're right there. This is really happening. I'm going to hug you, and I can tell you how much I love you and how much you've inspired me to do what I want. And you and Justin are such big heroes to me, and you know, that's like everything I was planning to say to him. And I was, next thing you know, I was next on mine. He was literally like 100 feet away from me, and I was like, oh my god. It was so hard not crying. And I go up to him, and finally it's my turn. He's looking me right in the eyes. He's like this, pretend like you're me. Okay. He's like, hi, how are you? And he looked me right in the eyes and said, hi, how are you, in his accent. And oh my god, I died. I freaking died. It was amazing. It was just like that one sentence, hi, how are you? And I was like, my voice was so shaky. I was like, I'm really good, how are you? And he's like, oh, I'm good, what's your name? And I was like, at the same time, I was like, I love you so much, like, you don't understand, I love you so much. And he's like, I love you so much, that's your name? And I was like, no, my name's Ashley. And he's like, Ashley, that's a really pretty name. And I was like, Cody Simpson just said my name. Cody Simpson just said my name, like referring to me this time. Like usually when he says my name, he doesn't really refer to me. I just pretend he does, but he really doesn't. This time he was really referring to me. It was so crazy. And then he's like, "That's a really pretty name," and I was like, "She said my name was pretty, and you said it," and I was freaking out. It was the best, the best person who ever said my name ever. It was amazing. And then he hugged me, and I made Allie and Tom, which is Allie's his sister, Tom is his brother, and him a card. And I was like, "Can you give this to Allie and Tom, and can you read this?" He's like, "Yeah, I promised to read it," and I promised to give them their cards. So I was like, "Thank you so much," and then I gave him a big hug. He gave me a hug, and oh, and then here's the picture. This is the picture. My friend's on the other side. It didn't fit all three of us in there. And in the picture, he like tugged my waist toward him, and I was like, I was like, "Okay, be as close as you want." And he was literally like tugging my waist. If you saw the full picture, you'd be able to see how he was pulling me closer. He didn't talk to my friend Sam because she wasn't a huge fan. She wasn't like huge like I was. So he really didn't talk to her. And about an hour after I got home, I see Allie Simpson is now following you. I just got done being able to breathe. Like, I just was able to breathe at that moment. Then she followed me, and I couldn't breathe anymore. And then all of these things suddenly that were relating to Cody, his best friends were following me. Allie followed me. You know, the only best friend that Cody has that didn't follow me was Jake throughout. So then, a few days later, I see @Cody Simpson is now following you. I died. It was the most amazing day ever. When he hugged me at the end, he told me that he liked my eyes and my smile. I was freaking out. It was absolutely amazing. He was so perfect. If you ever meet him, he's such a sweetheart. You'll just be yourself. And then once I got in that car, I cried so much. And then Justin, after I met Cody, Justin Sterling stopped me. He's like, "Cody never acts that way." And yeah, it was crazy.